Welcome to House Common Blood, where strangers are family. Every episode may contain graphic content, such as copious amounts of blood, unnecessary cursing, death of all ages, infantile to immortal, fantasy drug use, nudity, and perhaps mentions of sex, and sound effects of various qualities. Cannot stress enough that this is mature content with adult themes. You have been warned. Light 'em if you got 'em.
I guess Atticus would see a human woman that basically is just like looking at him like he let her down. But it's a specific woman.
Hey, little dude, your makeup's running.
You already know I can't wear makeup.
Yes, the purple district that no longer looks purple. All the buildings look a little bit more black.
Whatever brought it life is making it fall apart due to lack of sustenance, most people would say.
You see far in the back that begins to form a very horrifying visage of a Jabberwock.
I'm gonna yell out we need to leave now.
Hey, looks like we're leaving and all. You gave birth a few hours ago, but I think you'll be okay.
Eddie, the moment your blade goes, the whole house shake. The layout of the city has changed.
Etty, did you slip anything into my water?
Nah, I wouldn't do that. Consent and all that. Although, follow-up question, did you slip anything into mine?
No, it seems there's some fuckery about here.
Explain to me what you're doing in the Purple District. You should be at the tent.
Sorry to rain on your parade, but I'm not one of the clowns. I simply wish to fix many of the issues here.
There's no issues whatsoever. No, everyone's happy here.
Making the concept of death a different form. No longer a sign of death, but simply a rebirth.
Harmony without genocide? Are you mad? You're speaking about the extinction of your species. Just know you are on the losing side. There's a great war coming, and I plan to be sided with the victors. A monstrosity crawling behind you. No, stop. Don't go.
Kind of puts his hand on its forehead and just says, that's enough of that.
You're just like him. Just like him.
I'm better than him.
So then, Street Rat doesn't know. He's alone. And he stops. It hurts. Make it stop. Ears, his mouth, his nostrils just start exuding a smoke. Almost as if evaporating from his head. Looks around. Man, someone should really clean up this district. It's really messy.
Welcome to House Common Blood. I'm your DM Gray, and I'm with Nita.
Hello, Nita here. I play Aluya Oblak, and I am a human cleric sorcerer.
All right, then we have Moo.
Hello.
My name is Moomin. I play Seer, a Genasi artificer alchemist.
Okay, then we have Eddie.
Hello, I am Mega, and I play the character Eddie, the Triton Bastard class, featuring guest star and personal friend Eddie.
And we have Johnny Boy.
Hey, I'm JD. I play Gray, the DM.
Oh, well, shit. I don't have my character sheet ready.
Hey, I'm JD, and I play Atticus, the human-ish sniper.
All right. I feel like even with the recap, we need a recap on a recap. My lord, a lot of shit happened. If memory serves me right, you guys finished fighting Jabberwock, went into the house, the manor, and went downstairs, noticed that it was flooding, decided to evacuate. As Mega cut a route connecting a child Genasi and mother Genasi, which
And he's always willing to get to the root of a problem.
Yep, really is. Pissing off the slime, causing a monster house situation where the layout actually changed, and I believe at this time, Seer starts shit-talking Thimreth, or the best way to put it, discusses personal philosophies and worldviews. At this time, Eddie and Atticus are running away from a manifestation of this slime in the form of the recently passed Jabberwock throughout the house. Till Atticus gets the bright idea, taking advantage of this weakened slime and taking the last emotion it has left, fear, this poor starving creature, and eats it whole, along with, and not limited to, the Genasi mother and child. And I believe at this point, Eddie has a little heart-to-heart with Eddie, and some smoke gets thrown around, and Eddie seems a bit different, as he doesn't seem like he recalls anything that or a majority of events that happened recently. I believe that's just about everything, isn't it? If we got no corrections to what I said, let's set up the scene a little bit. We're in the purple district, no longer purple, no longer black, just sparse, missing buildings and structures, with a whole group of elves. We have Mega and Atticus after what recently happened last session. Atticus full, Mega forgetful. Aluya watching from a distance. Seer speaking with Thimreth. And I need to ask Aluya, since you weren't present last session and you had a good amount of time. What has Aluya been doing within this crowd? We've just been assuming that she's been outside of the action of what's been happening in the house.
I would be trying to get information as to gauge what's kind of going on in other districts, and try to get more information on this Thimreth person.
Okay. If you want, can you please make me a persuasion check? This is more towards calming people down after everything that's happened to get this information out.
Am I allowed to guidance myself?
Go right ahead. I'll allow it for this.
Okay. 24.
What? Holy shit. Okay, repeat it and we'll go in order. What was the first part of that persuasion?
To get more information, I said about the other tents, right?
The tents, or are you talking districts?
Districts.
There you go. Yep. So with the districts, they go over some information, like mainly that the green district is reserved for slaves, and that a lot of the slaves do their work within the purple and blue district, or practically all the districts, but like the menial labor. Even some going so far as talking about dirty stuff that they've done in the red district. I would. I think a better thing is what kind of specific information are you going for from this? Like, you looking for the current state of the slaves all about and Shayam, or what's going on in your mind?
Do they ask them to ask because there's like a whole light thing going on? Well, how do you suppose that we shut off the lights in your district or somewhere else? Is there like a key, a trigger, or we have to fight something?
I would say they would look around, and I believe they'd all be clueless, specifically on how to turn off the lights.
Doesn't really help me, but you guys do you, I suppose.
What was the other bit you want to know about Thimrath?
Yes.
So the information you gather from that is, this is what the slave community knows, but, about a while back, possibly a month, a bit longer, this elf came to a town and started raping havoc. Before he got to the town, there were no separate lights. This city was just, like an average city, but the citizens lived in harmony with this slime mimic, where it would actually provide them food, shelter, like going so far as to, protect children from rain by creating like a roof and things along those natures. It did have a kind capacity. But when Thimrath came along, each district started taking up colors, to which they referred to each one as. And since then, they've just been captives with soldiers, merchants, anyone who comes in, they don't leave. And anyone that they've sent to investigate usually makes their final stop here. I'm sorry, was there any other information you're looking for with that role?
No, that's fine.
Okay. So during that entire fiasco, Leah was gathering this information from like multiple elves. I think who would like to kick off the scene here? Would we like to hear a little bit from Seer or Mega and Atticus? Because Mega and Atticus seemed like they had some stuff going on, or at least had an interesting cliffhanger last session.
I don't know what you're talking about. It seems like no one remembers what happened. The slime just disappeared.
Well, the only thing I would say Seer would do is maybe, is the Jabberwock body gone?
If memory serves me right, Mega said it turned to ash.
Just making sure, because if it wasn't, I was going to investigate it further.
Okay.
Sorry, that's what you get when Eddie kills something.
You're good. I'm happy you described it like that. That saved me time. Go on, Eddie and Atticus.
Yeah, so let's look at scene between you guys. There's, I would say, maybe one or two lingering elves within earshot, but mainly you guys have the scene alone after everything that unfolded.
Atticus is still kind of just finishing up composing himself after losing control.
Hey, you doing okay over there?
Yes,
Are you coming down?
more like coming up. So, do I notice anything that happened to Eddie? I don't remember if I noticed him lose his memory.
There were no stealth checks in your rate, nothing stealthy happened and it unfolded in front of you. It's purely what John can interpret from it. Physically what you've seen is Mega saying, make it stop, and Eddie basically floating into his nose and mouth, and Eddie, the otter, acting different afterwards. So,
how are you doing, Eddie?
I'm pretty chill. This place is getting kind of boring, though.
How did we get here?
So, here, or here?
We're in the middle of a street. How did we get here?
The street's always been here.
Good to see you're doing all right.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna leave it there. I don't want to draw attention to what happened.
I'm gonna go say hi, little dude. And Eddie's just going to start walking over to Seer.
Okay. Yeah. Seer, what stands before you is a shamble of a man. If, just to set the scene, you stand before a gate, and this gate act as the outside to the rest of the town, the purple district being walled in from the rest of the town itself. Before you, Seer, you see, what's the best way to put it? Imagine a wax figurine that was too close to an open flame. That's kind of what you see. Half of his face is gone and melted, along with the head. You see one of his arms is limp, and his other, perhaps his right leg is completely disintegrated. And you just see him, slightly hunched from everything that occurred. Probably holding on to his heart and just saying, and this is what you fight for? This? And he, gestures his hand towards this broken district. But a fool's dream.
It is you that is a fool. I say this is because you cannot comprehend why I do this, nor do you see the bigger issue we have. You are witnessing it right now with yourself, and yet you don't ask a different way of fixing it.
You're killing it. The calamity. You're killing it. Why? Why would you kill a watcher?
I did not kill the Watcher, but, and this is something that I hate to say, to achieve a better future. I don't like to say this phrase, but you have to crack a few eggs to get results.
He just begins laughing as Eddie strolls up.
Sounds like he's having a good time.
He is not, but I would be willing to explain it to you, except for the fact that you have not only tried to slay us, but you also went against what we have to do. I hope you know that we have no choice but to push forward.
And you feel a splash of water near your feet, maybe your ankle, as he gets down on one knee, or his only knee. And, and he begins to hunch over slightly and just says, "You won't win. You can't win." And he points a finger to the sky as he says, "Exaltrians always get the last laugh." And you see a tiny flare come out of his finger and go towards the sky. I need to ask, because everyone sees this, what does everyone do?
We starting a firework?
Seer's reaction is ignoring the flare, sadly, because the final thing she says to this person before they really melt away is pretty straightforward. I will never win, for I will live with what I've done on my consciousness.
Okay.
I think that what Atticus, because he's at both gates, right?
Yeah.
So I think at the other gate, Atticus is having Juliet try to drag him into the zone where all the slime melts.
Okay. I'm not gonna have anything happen, Juliet, just because we'll see what happens. But it's safe. She begins pulling. That's your action. All right. Aluya, you're the final one. You see a flare in the air. What do you do?
Well, would any of you like to explain what the flare means?
And they all look at each other. And I think one pipes up and says, "I don't know." And everyone's staring at the flare.
Everybody knows nothing here.
But everyone, make me a dexterity save. Tell me if you get 16 or higher. Okay?
You said 15 or higher, right?
Nope.
If it's important, then I would like to expend my charge to not fail.
Well, is it important to you? I said there's a flare, then I wanted everyone to make a dexterity save.
It's important. I will use my charge to pass.
Okay. Anybody else have any bullshit before I go on?
I have like 3 legendary resistances, I think.
Okay.
I'll see what Favor by the God does for me real quick.
Okay.
All right, Eddie gets a 17.
Yep, there you go.
I am just going to accept it by the fact that Seer is distracted by what he said. It's like, you can't win. You can't do this. And it's like, aw. The thing is, Seer never wins. They're always losing.
So, towards that scene when you say, you never win, you see Thimreth on his knee. And just as a reminder what he looks like, I'm just going to show everyone the handout really quick. If that pops up for your screen, looks like Alan Rickman, dressed as a clown with makeup, nice floofy hat, and yellow cloak. But yes, he's on one knee, and you say, you always lose, or you never win. And you just see an arrow thud into the back of his half head, the tip of which is on fire. Then another one on his body, and another one. And you look up, and you just see the sky in the middle of the day go black with arrows. Or I shouldn't say black with arrows, red from fire. I would even go so far as Atticus, even with your passive perception, after you decided you're doing what you're doing, you can actually see like more people dressed up as clowns, more possibly sword swallowers. You see them in unitards wearing masks. And they tilt up their mask, essentially like swallow an arrow, pull it back out, and it's on fire as they all launch arrows at you guys. And this is going to be fire damage.
Okay, I take half.
Yep. 22 fire damage. To anyone who's failed takes full damage unless resistances apply. Anyone who's succeeded only takes half.
I'm actually resistant too.
Yes, there you go. So we got 11. Mega, you take half, which is also 11, and Aluya. Oh, actually, the only people that failed are resistant. Holy shit. Everyone takes 11 damage. This is bullshit.
Actually, I ended up thinking about it just in case. It's like Eddie is actually going to briefly throw itself in front of Eddie as Absorb Elements is cast and takes half of that even.
There you go. Excellent. Any other bullshit? Anyone else want to do Absorb Elements or anything during this turn before we move on? All right. Resounding silence. All right. Just to paint the picture a little bit, even for Atticus with Juliet dragging in Thimreth, that one also dies from a volley of arrows. And all around you guys in the purple district is fire, a wildfire of sorts. And you do hear like some of the slaves screaming as some of them are like trapped in fire. What does everyone do?
I'm just going around trying to put out all the fires that I can.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll send Juliet, since she's immune to fire damage, to try to pull people out that are surrounded by fire.
Okay. All right. Can everyone make me a perception check?
Mine's at disadvantage.
Some of y'all really need to go the fuck to sleep.
Read by Samuel Jackson.
20 for Eddie.
It is an 11 for me.
I got 4.
Okay. Sorry. Repeat really quick. So it's 11 for Aluya, 20 for Eddie, 4 for Seer, 25
for me.
Okay. Okay. So Atticus and Eddie, you guys do see like a few survivors, perhaps children, trapped in fire. I just want to ask, how's everyone putting out the fire? Just so I can paint the picture a bit.
So what Atticus is doing, he's sending Juliet in to rescue people, and then he's going to use his druid craft to put out fires.
Okay. Eddie?
Well, I guess honestly, this kind of depends. It's because I don't remember how we do when level up happens in the middle of a day.
Long rest.
Right, in which case, Eddie doesn't really have anything for fires at this time, since he used Gust of Wind in fight number 2.
Sounds about right. Aluya, how you putting out the flames?
I'll use prestidigitation and just snuff out small bits here and there.
Yeah. I'm gonna say, as you guys are doing this, it takes about 30 seconds before they run out of arrows. Seer, what are you doing during this time? How are you putting out the fires?
Sadly, Seer is not very good at putting out fires, apparently.
Only starting them.
Correct. Instead, Seer will do this. For those that are the most injured, they will patch them up whenever they get pulled out, or it's possible. Because the idea is that if they're already hurt, she's going to patch them up enough that they can walk out and run, basically.
Okay.
So medical, using my healer's kit, not spell slots. I got plenty of healer's kit.
Okay. So I'm going to go with the person with the highest perception with this one, and the person who is also putting out the fires. So John, let me describe what happens during your time. 30 seconds go by as you're putting out fires. Arrows stop. Seems like they're satisfied with the volley. And as you're going around and clearing out the fire, you, with your innate perception, you start clearing fire near voices. It's helped you save a few children, save a few women, a few men. All of them elves, some elf Hansons. And eventually, you using that tactic, you come across, what's the best way to put this? You hear a dissociative voice repeating near fire. And it's a little hard to make out. Do you, investigate this?
I think I would send Juliet first.
Okay. So as you're sending Juliet closer, you see she's telling you it looks like a tree as she comes forth. Can you see through her eyes?
I cannot.
Okay. So, as Juliet stalks closer and comes up to this creature, you hear its voice. And I need to say this is... Yeah, this is probably what they sound like.
Beware the cleansing fire.
Yeah, you hear it say exactly that. Beware the cleansing fire. What does Atticus do with that information from Juliet?
So the tree said this?
Yeah, let's see if we can hear it one more time.
Beware the cleansing fire. Beware the cleansing fire.
I don't know. Atticus would be like, I mean, honestly, with all the weird shit going on, like...
It's like, well, let's just burn this tree down.
Maybe not burn it, but like maybe some necrotic damage and just rot this thing.
Okay, so you just trying
Killed one evil entity today. Yeah, but no, I'm gonna try to kill that creepy ass tree.
Okay. Let me ask, how are you doing it? Like, how are you gonna do this, John?
So I'm going to, I guess thematically I could use my infestation and just cause a bunch of like termites to like start eating the tree.
Okay. You begin to do that. I must ask, what does this tree look like?
The tree is rather harsh looking. Looks a little burnt, yet it hasn't been touched by fire. He's very viney, thorny, but in his face, he looks very solemn.
And for a visual in our head, what would this thing closest look like?
The closest thing you would think of it looking like is if you've ever come across a wood golem.
Oh, it's a little spooky, actually. How does it react to the infestation?
Well, they're terrified by the fire, so it just allows it to happen.
Oh, God. Remind me about infestation, John.
I think it's a Constitution save.
Make me a con save.
That will be a 9.
So this will be actually interesting because I'm gonna see it move because you got to move in a random direction and take 6 poison damage.
Okay. Roll me a 1d4 just for shits and giggles.
3. So
East. Okay. Flavor the spell up for me, Atticus.
So upon hearing that very ominous thing, Atticus is like, no. And kind of like throws like some like stuff that just is kind of like bait, and then all these like insects like spiders and bugs kind of just come from the ground and start climbing into this tree.
There you go. And it begins to move. How does it move? Like, paint the picture, please.
He steadily crawls against the ground, akin to a tank, where its legs are more like vines just sweeping across.
Oh, it's alive. Guys, may want to take a look at this.
Yeah. So let's fast forward a little bit. So we can say that the fires have mainly been put out. You guys took the damage from the assault. You guys feel safe for now. You only had one casualty, which was one of the Elf Hansons, and everyone is together. John, you want to kick this off?
So this happened, and I just point at the tree that's moving like a tank.
Eddie looks, then pulls out his pipe. Not his pipe, his pen. Stares at it. looks back at the tree, looks back at his pen, just observes it real quick.
Nope, nothing inside. Must be all the fumes.
Aluya, Seer, what's your character's reactions to this tree?
Glad you got some more information from the tree because the elves were of no help.
Oh, God.
I mean, it just talked about cleansing fire and stuff like that.
So it was giving a warning, or it was like a threat? Cleansing fire.
I didn't really wait to find out. I just had bugs attack it.
Oh, that never works out for us. I hope you know that.
Wait, when has this happened before?
Well, just attack without asking questions. I mean that.
Yeah, you remember back on the ship, a couple months back. That one incident.
Oh, yeah. They didn't have what I wanted for lunch, so I summoned bugs.
Yeah, it was really bugging you.
Son of a bitch. Seer, what's your reaction to seeing this tree?
Fascinating. I wonder how it operates. Is it similar to my kind, or is it just a interesting tree? Hard to say. I would like to analyze the tree.
Okay.
Guidance her.
There you go. Nature, arcane, or a history should work.
Here's the thing. I'm good at 2 of those.
Okay.
I roll at disadvantage, though, because I need a nap.
Yep.
Let's see. I will roll... I do want to know the nature, because arcane I could figure out later.
Yep. Is that a nat 10?
That's a nat 10.
Like I said, some of y'all need to go the fuck to
One.
sleep.
Guidance. That's a 12.
What do you think they learned from a 12?
It's definitely flammable. Definitely flammable. And yet it doesn't burn.
Okay. I don't know. Again, what do you think they learn from a nat 1 as in a 12?
Is the tree moving at all? Does it look alive? The reason I'm asking is because Cyril will be like, why are you talking to a dead tree? Oh no, they're still under hallucinations.
It's a giving tree.
Ultimately, though, I think they would learn really much nothing because, like, they're too, I would say, distracted by the fact that they had that strange talk with the clown, and they're also tired.
Oh wait, I got it. Seer actually tried to do it too well and was like really closely examining, but then Seer's head flame starts actually burning the tree, and Eddie just little dude, just lifts you up by your clothes and just kind of like pulls you back a few feet.
Oh, I apologize.
Okay, my God, burning the new tree, the new giving tree. All right.
Give us your air, we burn you.
So if we were to turn it into lumber, would you say it was strong wood or?
What kind of wood in particular is what I'm thinking?
Mahogany.
Be fruitful. He smells something that has been cast before as he approaches the one who sent the demon dog towards him.
Okay. Yeah, he smells very fruity. Yes.
I don't think you can say that about him.
Does Atticus react to the tree coming towards him?
I mean, at this point, no. I think Atticus is just gonna kind of look even a little bit closer and be like, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. And devil talk.
The fire puppy, whatever you people call it.
Juliet.
Oh, Juliet. Be fruitful. Be fruitful. And as I say that, I cast Good Berry.
So yeah, can you flavor the spell a little bit?
So as I reach into my stomach, it kind of morphs around a little bit, and I pluck out a handful of berries. And as I have them in my hand, I smell them, and I go to sniff on John.
Repeat that one more time.
And I smell the berries in my hand, and I look towards Atticus and take a sniff of him.
No.
Fruitful.
Sniff on John. I want to hear that one more time.
And I sniff on John.
Thank you.
Oh, be fruitful. And then gives a smile towards John and hands him one.
Okay. I too am gonna cast Goodberry and like reach into my thing, and I'll give you a berry. Like, what is your name, Mr. Fruitful?
My name. My name. I need. Mavet. Soha. Fidash.
Do you have a shorter name?
My name is Mavet. Soha. Fidash.
Okay. What's your whole deal? And sorry to retcon, I realize I did not prepare Goodberry, so I can't cast that.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll let you cast it. It's fine. It's fucking good berries.
Wait, you don't prepare as a ranger. What are you talking about?
Like, for this scene, you casted good berries, so it's fine.
I just smelled that he was fruity because he cast it in episode 1. I'm not sure. I have been traveling since I arrived here. I don't know much of this land, but when I came to this town, I seen fire all around, and then nothing.
Oh, that part's new.
So you're trapped here, or what? I don't understand.
I may have came here day ago. Again, everything is quite hazy since I arrived on this place.
I mean, I don't think it was a day ago. I mean, we would have noticed a tree kind of roaming around, so maybe it was longer, much longer.
Were you like smoking anything beforehand?
No, fire is no good as he glances towards the fire genasi.
Looking at this being kind of like realizing that's why they keep saying cleansing fire is bad. They put on their hat and change into an identity that is similar to Aluya, only it looks like slightly off, so like a sister. Sorry to make you uncomfortable.
And, Aluya, remind me, who plays your character, celebrity-wise?
It was just for reference. I didn't. I said Selma Hayek.
There you go. There you go. Yes, that's what they both look like.
Is this pretty on this place?
Is this pretty in this place? Is that correct?
Yes.
Hard to say. This place no longer is pretty, nor is it deadly.
Are you all part of one?
Well, we're all like one with the universe.
I think they're asking if we're together.
Oh yeah, we've been chilling together.
That memories. Be fruitful and become many. Are you the one that I seek?
Probably. What do you want?
My goal. Be fruitful and become many. You are many, and him fruitful, as he points towards Atticus.
Seems like you're important to him.
I get that a lot. Yes, fruitful.
As I give him another berry.
To be especially fruitful, we need to fix this whole situation in this town. Can you help us with that? There will be many fruits involved.
Fruits like code for something that I'm not getting. You're both saying it a
Fruits
lot.
code for he might help us.
Yes, I can fix. But what is town?
You see these walls, and I point to like the close walls, and the bigger ones out there. Everything in this area is kind of fucked up, and we want to make it better.
Unfuck it up.
Precisely. I'm gonna eat some of these good berries.
Go right ahead. Okay, so what does the party do? The entire area you guys are in, the purple district, is no longer black. It just looks like a regular township. Outside the walls of the purple district, you see that the blue district is slowly turning gray. What does the party do?
I'm guessing then we either explore a bit further in the blue, or we head to the yellow. Which direction
Well, it seems like everything in the blue district is taken care of if it's no longer blue.
Maybe we should recuperate for a little bit.
Yeah.
We're all looking pretty rough.
How about this then?
Are we camping out again?
I think we might need to. Although Eddie pulls out from her bag. Go ahead and bring this cure to the orphanage that you were seeking to help.
Oh, right. I was doing that.
Yes, I will be here, sleeping as much as I can. I will let Rascal join you so that you can have their assistance. Is that fair, Eddie?
Well, it's always great traveling with a buddy. And who knows, maybe I'll find Street Rat on the way. Hope he didn't get caught in those fires.
He definitely was not here. But I could definitely say that you could fix him and many others with that. Have a lot more left. Just let people know that they're gonna have a terrible hangover. For now, Aluya,
Yes.
I will be finding a comfy spot in the rubble.
I think we should rest together.
Come join me. We might as well find a suitable spot. I don't want to anger this thing here, pointing to the talking tree.
So, is it safe to say we're splitting up into two groups, Mega and Atticus and Luya and Seer, who are going to take a nap?
I don't really want Eddie to go alone, but also I'm the one that suggested the rest. So
Okay, so you're resting along with them. Okay. So Eddie, you're venturing out alone?
Eddie's going on an adventure to the local orphanage.
Okay. Mavet, what do you do? Do you stick with the sleeping group, or do you follow the otter?
I will stay with the fruity one.
The fruity one. So there's a tree right next to Atticus.
are there other trees? Because I imagine Atticus, like a bat, is sleeping upside down in a different tree next to this tree.
That sounds fine to me. I like that. So let's focus on Mega for a second. Mega, how do you leave the district? Through the gate?
So yeah, he would go through the gate since there's not really an alternative exit. I don't think the wall was torn down.
Nope, not at all. So you walk through the gate, and as you walk through the gate, nothing happens. Yay! You walk through the gate, you get to the blue district, and is slightly gray now. But the orphanage you're going towards, Heartland Homes, is within the blue district, so it shouldn't take too long. You could probably spend about half an hour to get to the orphanage. And as you approach, there's Heartland Homes in big letters into a sign right in front of the orphanage. What does Mega do?
Well, Mega is going to consider what Eddie's going to do, and I think Mega is going to tell Eddie to go into the building.
You go into the building. You see a bunch of children, and you see an old hag that is sewing a doll in the corner. And yeah, as you're looking around, it looks like a lot of these kids have dull eyes. In fact, some of them are like hitting counters or tables by accident.
So I guess you would go up to the woman running the place.
Hello, dearie.
So, hello.
Oh, who do I have the pleasure of speaking to?
So, my name's Eddie.
Ah, Eddie. Hello, Eddie. My name is Velma. It's a pleasure to meet you. Such a cute boy.
Pinches your cheek.
Ah, stop. Not my mom.
Oh, I could, dearie, I could. Oh, such cute cheeks.
Plucks them. After she's done, tussling around with you, probably petting your head, pinching your cheeks. You give her the medicine then?
Yeah, just
So, I guess a lot of the kids are, sick already?
Yes, it's a nasty little thing it is. I tried my best to make a remedy for it, but, well, when it comes to a forgotten disease, it's quite hard to make a cure for. I've been trying my best.
That's, why I'm here, though. I
Is
have
that
it.
so, dearie? You have it. Oh, thank you.
Just like be real careful, cause like I guess they might get a hangover.
A hangover? What?
Had to make it with rum.
Like I wasn't there for like the whole process. It's like I was honestly surprised that like the little dude could make it out like in the middle of the street, but
Oh, is that so?
I guess they like used some kind of alcohol, I guess.
Seer, what does the medicine look like? Like, how are you presenting this?
So, besides robbing this mansion, all of its, bottles and
Yep.
things that it's stored, I imagine if this was a mansion, looks like it's in a really elaborate, fancy wine bottle. But ultimately, it is full of, I would say, a brownish liquid.
Hmm.
And doesn't smell like of alcohol. It smells more of just herby smell, but also a rotten smell. And not of wine rotten. Also, I just realized, did we ever check what happened to the Abiku?
John has a Biku.
Okay, cool. Just
Yep,
making
he
sure.
pulled it out with Samuel.
Okay, thank you. I was about to panic there, go like, oh shit.
Do we just let the Biku die? Yeah. So let's go over the scene a little bit. You see all these children with a yellow tint to their eyes, and basically the milky inside of a blind eye is spread across all of them. And with this medicine, you see that like she's poured out like those little plastic pill cups.
I'd like to imagine that, like, it's kind of like at least for myself and a few others anyway, but like back in elementary school where they had like you do like the fluoride once a month. I'm kind of imagining that.
Yeah. So like each of these children, as they're taking it, it's the usual thing like, oh, medicine, just a disgust face, and it takes way too long to administer all these drugs. But one by one, you see like these kids go up to a stool, take a sip of this medicine, and go back to playing. Some take longer than others. Eventually, we get to Eddie. Not Eddie the Echo Knight, not Eddie the Otter, Eddie the Orphan. As he goes up, takes a little sip, then probably waddles a little bit up to Eddie, and gives you a hug while looking at your face, infatuated.
Just like tussles his hair a bit. It's like, hey, little dude.
Hi.
And looks at you.
I didn't know you were so furry.
Well, yeah, like I've always been a furry.
Gray deciding whether he wants to end the scene on that note. No. Yeah, I know. There's a shit ton of build up to this in particular. No, it's not ending. So yeah, I think the kid just cocks his head confused and just goes,
I didn't know you were an animal, Eddie. You're adorable.
And just like puts his face into your fur. Same way you'd like snuggle a pillow.
Yeah, I get that a lot. Guys love it.
I think like you feel your fur begin to get a little wet as the kid begins to cry.
Aw, hey, little dude, what's wrong?
And you see like a smile on his face as it trembles.
I can see. I can see. Thank you, Eddie.
And you just see like his cheeks are all rosy and puffed up.
Oh, well, good for you, little dude. But like, don't need to cry though.
Like just like kind of takes his thumb and kind of like tries to like mat the tears away a bit.
I think the kid covers your eyes, like tries. Like actually explain how you're holding this kid.
Oh, that depends. Remind me how big they are.
Oluya, remind me. I said this kid was between 4 and 5, or anyone in the group can remember,
Yeah.
because I'm
Not that
fairly
he's
certain.
fairly young.
Yeah, I remember saying he was a toddler.
Okay, in which case, like if I know toddlers like I do, then he probably would have like immediately tried to go for the upseas regardless.
Yeah, upseas.
Yeah, so it's like maybe Eddie's like kind of like a bit unaccustomed to do it, but doing his best to like support him as he probably has his like legs around Eddie's body.
And I want to say that the kid covers your eyes with his hands best that he can. And I think as the kid covers your eyes, he just goes, Eddie, this is what everything looked like. It's what I see. It's what I saw. Just, can you hear me? And cocks his head a little bit. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, little dude.
Yeah, this is what I would hear every day. I'd have to use my imagination. What do you see, Eddie, as he's closing your eyes?
It's like as like I guess like closing his eyes.
Mm.
It's like Eddie thinks for a moment.
Well, I don't really see you, but like, I sense you, you know?
Yeah. Referring to the blind sight, I completely spaced out. But yes. Yeah, you have a good visual. And just goes, yeah, although I couldn't see you, I couldn't see Mom, I couldn't see the town, I always saw a castle. And I was the king.
So you're like the king of your own little kingdom, huh, dude?
And shakes his head or nods. And I think slowly you feel like the pressure behind your eyelids begin to lighten as he stares at you, taking his hands off your face. But Eddie, this is the best gift you ever gave me. And allowing you to see with your own eyes.
So, well, little dude, you do deserve to see what the world really looks like. Even if it sometimes can be a little scary.
Yeah, he pouts as he says, I'm still king of the castle.
So, well, you know, little dude, I felt kind of like a king in a castle too, but sometimes gets lonely up there, you know?
Be lonely. You're the coolest guy. Everyone loves you.
So, well, like, there's the people that, like, love you, but then, like, you always hope that someone comes along that really loves you.
I really love you, Eddie. And goes in for a deep hug.
It's like pause for a moment, then like returns the hug.
I love you too, little dude.
And I kind of want to end on that scene.
Yeah, it's like maybe he just like spends the night just to kind of like make sure that the kids are recovering well.
Okay, yeah. If we want to transition into the next day, that's perfectly fine. We can go over what happens that night. But yes, everyone takes a long rest. Click it. You guys earned it. I'm not going to give you guys any more bullshit for today.
The second Jabberwock appears.
Yeah, so let's talk about the brothers and sisters.
I would just like to state for the record, like, just so that, so that we're keeping score. It's like, Eddie, by his own virtue, has saved a great number of orphans.
And karma should balance out, yes.
Well, I'm back, so we can balance that out.
Technically, Eddie, that's also Seer's karma. Thank you very much.
Yeah, there you go. Stealing the karma.
Okay, so Eddie and Seer can split the karma equally.
Ah, shit. It's an odd number of kids, so we need to...
Also, Atticus may have killed an orphan last episode, but no one has looked for this orphan that only Atticus and maybe Mega know is gone.
The sad part is that Eddie doesn't even know who you're talking about.
Yep.
I was planning to do it once we had a little bit more time, because I was going to be like setting up for bed and stuff like that and be like, wait a minute, I should check around. That's kind of why I was saying I got to go look for a good spot.
I'm just going to say, so if Atticus hadn't killed it, it would have died anyway.
Karma will remember.
I've been good at not harming children, okay?
Everyone seems very good. I'm pretty sure Seer's the only person here who hasn't hurt a child.
Look, I did not do it intentionally, okay?
I am going to try to keep that up as long as possible. If it happens, which it won't,
You never know.
you'll have to trick me into it.
Well, I'm good at making players kill orphans, alright?
Well, you might not kill these orphans, but you might make them future alcoholics. We'll just have to wait to see on that one.
Okay, we're getting back into it. First off, Cupcake, introduce yourself.
My name is Cupcake. You might have known me from Season 1 of House Common Blood. I played Dust, and I also played Ordon Springblade. came back, life hit me. I am now a dad. I also took up the new name. I'm no longer Cupcake. I am Soap Daddy to reflect that change in my real life. In this season, I will be playing Mavet Soha Fidash, a druid barbarian.
There you go. My lord. I'm gonna tell you, I'm not gonna call you Soap, and I sure as hell ain't gonna call you Daddy.
Only I get to be called Daddy.
Shut up, Daddy. Anyways, yes, let's go over the long rest. Mega, you mentioned that you might that you're staying the night at the orphanage.
I just like to imagine this there's a big cuddle pile on top of the furry Eddie.
Yep, there you go. We can end on that note with a dog pile on Eddie. The rest of the group, where do you guys sleep? Where do you go? The manor that you guys were sleeping at is no more.
Well, before I do that, I am going to look around to see if the slime child and mother are about, because they might be somewhere safe.
I just burp a little bit.
You search for them and you do not find them.
Aluya,
Yes.
do you know where they might have gone?
Who might have gone?
The slime baby and their goopy mother.
Right. It's hard to say. I don't really know. I think maybe Eddie would know more than me.
I have a theory, but I'm not gonna say it till we talk to Eddie.
I need to save it for dramatic effect.
You do know that the baby was being weird, right? That it was saying horrible things to me.
Oh, I think that was the house trying to make you go nuts.
Are you sure?
I started seeing my old self, and I knew that it was not really there. Think of it as your mind playing tricks. This place, I think in its desperate hours, will try to lure and beckon people to fall for their ploys.
Well, I'm glad, but to be honest, I wished ill will on this demon baby, but I know now it was just my mind going crazy, so I feel bad.
I cannot blame you for things that you truly seen, but I could definitely say with confidence that you should be okay. I am already sullen in the heart, so I might be needing to rest so that I can hold myself a bit more. As you could kind of notice that, you know how they looked beforehand, they didn't have as much of a spark behind them, but now they're a lot more pumped up. Seems like they got better.
If you need something from me, just let me know.
Not much is needed, but I appreciate it, Aluya.
If that's where that ends, let me reiterate to the party, where do you sleep? Where do you guys go? You are in the purple district that is no longer purple and no longer black.
Well, this might be rather strange to say, but one of the safest spots right now is actually in the burned up attic, if it's there. Basically kind of go into a small area where we could just kind of lay low.
In the red district, Street Rat's house that got burnt up a bit? Is that where you're speaking about?
Well, we can't go there because you remember the slime thing conquered his whole entire shack.
Okay.
I was meaning more like in the attic of the mansion. I'm sorry, not attic, basement. If the thing burned down...
No, the entire manor got consumed.
Oh, then is there just a hole in the ground?
Or just some, because you said there are some structures, are there just some kind of ratty houses or something like that?
Essentially.
So I imagine we could go into one of those.
Yeah, let's pick one of the better ratty houses.
Yep. So just to go on a little bit further, the basement or the main foundation of where the house used to be is no more. It is just solid ground.
Oh my god, that's terrifying.
Yep.
Broke physics.
Mm-hmm. So you guys go to Ratty Shack. Where is everyone sleeping in this shack?
How big is Mavet? Can he fit in a shack? I'm imagining like a full tree.
No, he's more like a shrub. About 6'3".
Okay. But stocky, thick.
Yeah, thick like a tree.
Thick with enough C's comparable to the rings inside.
Well, because I'm just thinking, because a tree that short would be really thin, but I imagine a thick, stubby tree kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Think of if Ronnie Coleman was a tree.
There you go.
Okay.
Good visual. Ronnie Coleman. Okay, please proceed. Where's everyone sleeping?
I'm hanging from the ceiling.
I'll just kind of huddle up with Eddie and Seer, because I don't really know Mavet too well.
Eddie is not there.
Oh, that's right. Gosh damn it. So then it's just Seer and me.
Yeah, snuggling together. Oh, that's adorable.
Out of curiosity, how close are you to Seer on like physical?
Not that we're touching, so we don't burn or shock each other. It's just enough where I can steal your body heat.
You girls are forces of nature.
Seer, as you kind of sit by, will move her hair opposite away from you so that her hair doesn't light you on fire. And basically, I think you'll feel comfortable because Seer having residual heat just kind of like pumps out. No cold night with Seer around.
During the long rest, for the campfire story, just as a reminder, I rolled to pick somebody out from the group. I'm not going to include Eddie with this one.
No, I thought we were about to fight 6 Jabberwocks.
But yes, just as a reminder of how campfire stories work is we pick one person from the group to tell a story and one person to ask a question. Seer, you've been picked. Atticus, what kind of question do you have about Seer?
I know that for your people it's difficult to get around. I've, worked with helping some of your kind escape. I was just wondering where have you been hiding? How have you been getting your education while, surviving?
Well, I could definitely tell you that in Genasi culture, some people wake up with the knowledge they already have when they are rebirthed. In my case, as you can already tell, I do not like to bloody my hands. And I was very fortunate enough for one of my people to hand me such a wondrous gift, kind of tapping on their hat. So, for most of the time, I worked as a doctor, healer of some sort, in a small little military city in Olgamer. I couldn't just rely on the hat, though. I am also very proficient in changing my very form to be like others for a short period of time. I don't stay Genasi for long if I do, but I don't stay the other form for long either. So, how I've been able to evade capture or being witch hunted, I basically physically transform myself to be of one of another race, such as Aluyas, more commonly, but I could be others, like Eddie. I can't be yours, though. Ultimately, the final thing they'll mention is that during the time as they were disguised, they were seen highly praised by many other doctors for all the many cures they have done for for the people in the city.
Mm-hmm.
And they were only captured once Seer was accused of a crime that they haven't done.
Just as a reminder, because I can't remember if we did campfire story since I adjusted it a bit, but write down on your sheet somewhere so you can actually remember. Give yourself a D6. How this D6 works is you can add it, subtract it to any roll in the game. Doesn't matter if it's strictly attack roll, damage roll, ability check, saving throw. Any roll in the game you can add or subtract with this D6. Just keep it written down. Keep in mind this thing does not stack. So if you end up with a campfire story again and you get another D6, you will always only have one. So use it or lose it. I need to ask Cupcake, where do you sleep tonight? Like, are you just right next to John as he like sleeps from a tree or some shit?
Exactly. And I would just be, yes, because I don't need to sleep, I would be just sitting there inert, staring at him with a smile stuck on my face.
So you guys go over and sleep until the next day. And I believe we're on day 9 going on day 10. Anyone who actually remembers the date, please correct me if I'm wrong. But I think I want to have one more little thing. Cupcake, you're not going to be included with this. Luya, you're 1. Mega, you're 2. Atticus, you're 3. Seer, you're 4. Luya, I want you to paint the picture for me really quick in your dream. You hear cannon fire within your dream. And I feel like the ricketing of a boat. What kind of memory surfaces for you within this dream?
You see but a small merchant ship fighting against the elements of a storm. Then you see a large, dark vessel behind it. It's trying to get away, and you kind of pan out and you see this young girl on the rocks ashore watching it all unfold. This small ship has nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. It is just being bombarded by cannons. The girl watches helplessly, knowing that this small ship is gonna go down. Then see this flash of light, almost blinding, come down onto this ship. And as the light flashes, you see the image of an albatross appear, taking out this dark pirate ship from overtaking this small merchant vessel.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to add to that, or is that where it cuts to black?
I will leave it. There's more bits, but I'll leave it out.
Exactly. And this is what I like. I do like just hearing remnants of everyone's story. But yes, you wake up with cold sweats. Everyone else, everyone experiences a long rest. If anyone has leveled up, I believe it's Mega, Seer, and Atticus. Please take your level up and use it for the session. Keep in mind, for Aluya and Cupcake, when you do level up, it does take a long rest for it to take effect.
I am going to throw 2d6.
2d6 for what?
My potions.
There you go. Thank you. Yeah. But yeah, as you guys do wake up, you guys can narrate how the morning is for you guys, but it's day 10. It seems like the purple district and the blue district are devoid of their colors. And you even see with the blue district that is missing buildings as well. Now, towards what you guys can do for today, I'm going to speak to the entire group rather than just saying, oh yeah, need a Cupcake, everyone but Eddie, listen to what I have to say. Just everyone keep this in mind. You have a red district, you have a green district, you have a yellow district. So far from what you've seen is to take out the lights, usually you fight an enemy. Now, towards the connection of why you guys need to fight an enemy, turn off the lights is beyond you. But you see that when you fully consume an area, much like what Atticus did, it has a greater effect, even affecting a nearby district. So theoretically, you guys could turn off the majority of the lights with just one more combat. Whether you guys decide it happens at the yellow district, the green district, or the red district. But keep in mind, the yellow district has Thimrath right within the circus. Or I should say, within the circus tent. It is all up to you guys how you want to encounter this day situation. But has anyone played Breath of the Wild? Zelda? Just out of curiosity.
A little
A
bit.
while ago?
A while ago. Are you guys familiar that you can go straight to Ganondorf as soon as you play the game?
Yeah. Well, you have to get through the tutorial.
Yeah, get through the tutorial, but if you really want to, you could run towards the castle. Obviously, you'd be under-prepped, and if memory serves me right, without doing all the side things, the combat's more difficult with the full health bar and fighting 4 different parts of its avatar. Now you might be asking, Gray, why the hell are you mentioning this? That's how I'm going to present the situation. If you guys want to, you can go straight to the boss, save the town, do what you will. But it will be more difficult than leaving the lights on. But it's up to the group. I can say everyone gets together. What is the plan of action for today? It seems like you can freely leave the purple district, go into the blue district. You guys are free once again within this cage of a town.
Remind me, Nita and Seer, how do these shackles attach to us?
I did not get much information from them, unfortunately.
I can tell you, though, that there are multiple effects on each of these items. For example, putting up the right hand. This one, I don't know fully, but I could definitely take a look again today, is transmutation, so it manipulates. And this one pulls up the other one on their left hand, makes it so that others do not see it.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all connected somehow, and my theory is this. We need to find which part is the thing that makes them all go off.
Just as a reminder for the entire setup, you have a collar, you have bracers on each of your hands, and shackles on each one of your ankles. So 5 total parts.
Alright, I'm going to try something with my new ability, and I'm gonna turn into a snake and try to shake them all off. Just kind of slither out of them.
Okay. So you said a snake specifically. Can you tell me what kind of snake? And yes, this is important.
You mean like a stat block, or
Yeah,
like,
sure.
should I name a snake that I know?
Yeah. Name a snake you know. Give me a stat block. Doesn't matter. Like, I just need to know what kind of snake you're turning into.
I guess Atticus would be like a coral snake.
All right. So flavor the transformation, and I'll tell you what happens.
He's gonna look at Juliet with her fiery red skin, and you kind of see that his bones start cracking a little bit as he's just kind of shrinking down and getting those scales all over his body, and then slithers out of the shackles unharmed and is free of everything.
Nope, not a chance in hell. But let me tell you what actually happens. So when you begin to wild shape, you see that the right hand shackle begins to glow. And as you begin to transform, you see it like beeping, or like pulsing, I should say. And as you pick a snake to turn into, specifically a coral snake, you see that you get a green light. And as again, keep in mind they're invisible to the naked eye, but for these purposes, I'm going to say that each person wearing these shackles see their own shackles. All right. So you begin to transform, it pulses green, and as you turn into a snake, it adjusts to your form to where it's like multiple like tiny collars on a snake.
Which one was that again? That glue?
The right hand.
Oh, the one I just talked about.
Seems Atticus is onto something. There is something to this, but he hasn't quite got there yet. And you did use that wild shape. I believe so, right? Or is that a different spell?
No, that was wild shape, but I get him back on a short rest, so whatever we do.
The biggest mistake of your life.
Yeah, I can't do anything without wild shapes.
Useless. Completely useless build. Do you guys try anything else with the shackles?
Here's what I will do. So we check the right hand, the left hand. Do we check the left leg, right leg?
It depends. Do you know what they do?
I use a certain school of magic for one of them to see if it would do anything, and it did not work.
So you did investigating on the legs.
I think I did. We both did right and left.
Yep. Right and left arms.
That is correct. I was just trying to figure out, because what I'm going to do is, and this is what makes it suck, because I'm going to have to do this, is I'll be checking the neck, if there's a collar around the person's neck.
Okay.
Yeah, can I have them examine the collars on me? I feel like right now it'd probably be easier to examine on me as a snake.
You're perfect.
Keep in mind, I'm gonna retain the rules for this in particular, because I don't want to focus on the shackles too much on one day. So I will allow you guys to collectively, as a group, focus on one part of the setup. Essentially, like all the time that you guys dedicate to looking into the shackles is what I'm going to give you for a day's effort. So
that's why I was going to pick the collar, because the right hand makes it change with your body. The left hand makes it so it's invisible. But we need to check the collar, because I think that's the thing that makes all of them work together.
I will guidance her.
Okay, how are you checking this? Because I believe I said before, correct me if I'm wrong, 15 for a DC on any check, and I'll tell you the School of Magic. 20, I'll tell you the spell. 25, I'll tell you the flaw, if memory serves.
Correct.
Does she get advantage because I'm helping from being a snake and making it easier?
Since you burnt a wild shape, yeah, I'll give advantage, because I'm a kind DM. What do you want to do? How are you doing this, Seer? So you're focusing on the collar. Everyone's focusing on the collar. We have John giving helping out by giving advantage. We have Luya offering guidance. Eddie, do you offer anything else to the roll? Keep in mind, I did say everyone is gathered together at some point during this day.
Wait, was advantage offered already on this roll? Because I don't think there's much else I can do.
Yeah, advantage and guidance so far.
Yeah, I have nothing to add.
Okay. Well, just tell me where you are in the picture, just for my own sake, Mega. What was Eddie doing?
Actually, funny enough, I think during this whole process, I think Eddie's actually like wandering around as though he's looking for something.
Okay. We'll get to you in a second, because I think mid-point during your walk or a little exploration, whatever you're doing, you eventually like have a shadow overcast you, and it sure as hell isn't Eddie. We'll get to you in a second about that. So Moo, do you decide what kind of ability check you want to do? If you're casting any spells, what are you doing?
This is a beautiful thing. So I just changed my spells to make this easier.
Mm-hmm.
So before we do anything like guidance or advantage stuff, I will do ritual casting detect magic.
Okay.
So that I can see it.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Keep in mind, just for my own sake, I'm gonna say each person can see their own shackles.
No, I know, but if we're using Atticus as like our experimental thing, I want to use detect magic not only to find the schools of magic directly, because that's the thing, I can figure out the schools of magic, I just don't know what spells.
So let's go over all the schools, if you will.
Alright, someone get ready to type.
Yeah, please. Because I need to actually look up the spells, see what schools are connected with, all that fucking jazz.
Just as a reminder, it's important that you would actually only be able to look at your own shackles for detect magic, because you would not be able to see the schools of magic for somebody else's if you can't see them.
Well, that's the thing, I'm going to do another spell on top of that. I have see invisibility. That's what makes Seer have an advantage, is that they can bypass a lot of the things it has.
It's like, I'm just making sure that particular point is underlined, not just for the table, but also for the audience, because...
I can work with that. See invisibility, detect magic. I'm going to start listing them off. First one for the collar is a School of Necromancy. Okay, second. Next one's going to be the right foot, and it is School of Conjuration. Then the left foot is...
Yeah, if I'm keeping track so far, Necrotic Conjuration, Illusion, and Transmutation.
Write this down, everybody.
I'm writing it in the notes for us.
And for the left foot, it is Divination. I believe we have all of them, right?
Yep, Necrotic, Transmutation, Conjuration, Illusion, Divination.
Yep, there you go. Also beautiful. I'm very proud over this.
And I am pretty sure I can guess what each one does based on the schools alone.
Okay, so what do you guys do? You want to focus on the collar?
That's what I want to focus on, because if you remember how the first person died, when his collar came off, he died.
Mm-hmm. That is correct.
So if we are able to solve what murders people, then there we go. That also means that we don't need to worry about the DC 15, because that also means we already know the type of magic. We just need to figure out the spell.
I'll give you this since you know the schools of magic on the entire thing. First thing I'm going to do is I'm taking the clock forward. You're going from an 8-widget clock, you're going from 4 to 6, because that was a lot before we do anything else. And just a reminder for this clock, this is the Eureka that Sears started up to figure out a critical flaw with the shackles. As well as, I'm going to allow with this roll, you already have guidance, you have advantage, I'm going to give you a +2. I'm going to make sure to write that down as well, so I don't forget.
Alright, got a +2. I'll be rolling Arcana.
And this is for the collar. Yes, you can go right ahead.
Alright.
So, DC 20 or 25.
Just making sure I don't have my exhaustion on, because that would be really sucky.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, cool.
What is it?
It is a 19, plus it's a 21 after that, and then let me add guidance.
Yep, that's the important part.
Oh, wait.
Remember, you were
Add
making
advantage.
that roll with advantage.
Yeah.
So that is 25, 27, 29. I don't think I need to do anything else. I think we already smashed that.
Okay, so let me tell you about the collar. You see that the spell on it is Inflict Wounds, and it is pretty buffed up, as in it should be able to kill regular humans with ease. Let me tell you about the flaw for this. Dispel magic can nullify inflict wounds for the day if cast when activated. So if you do anything to say activate this collar at the same time, if you cast dispel magic, it'll nullify the effects for the day, so you can't be punished by your taskmasters. Let me see what else I can give you. The inflict wounds as well can be activated twice a day at any distance, and it also, for your guys' sake, can be triggered remotely, obviously. As well as, it appears that when the spell triggers, it will only trigger if the activator can see the target and the recipient can hear. Otherwise, it's null. So yeah, you guys have the spell, you guys have a flaw with it, and you understand what can trigger it.
Which one was the divination one?
Divination is the left foot, I believe. Okay. Sierra, how do you regurgitate this information?
All right, hold on. Let me regurgitate it.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. It appears that this collar is definitely far deadlier than most can imagine. I can tell you that it could be cast upon someone twice, but it has a spell that I don't see many people do except those of cruel intentions. Is anyone familiar with inflict wounds?
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Well, keep this in mind then, Atticus, that
Naked kiss.
spell saps someone of their life and can completely cause harm upon them. I could tell you how powerful it is. Very. But anyhow, here is the flaw that we could figure out, and this might be a good thing to ask everybody. Does anyone know dispel magic?
I didn't change my spells, so let me check.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody stares at Aaliyah intensely, except for Seer, because they don't like staring at people.
Mm.
Talk amongst yourselves, I'll get there.
Here's the other thing, though. So, we're safe until we reach back to the ship, because most people that are inflicted by this have to be able to hear or be seen. So, if we are technically invisible, they won't find us, but we'll hear them, so we'll still be inflicted.
What was the spell again?
Dispel magic, Aaliyah.
Yeah, keep in mind, towards the safe comment, you still have a Jean somewhere around in this city as your taskmaster.
And I'm gonna kind of wave the one we don't know what it does yet, but it's divination in the air.
Right. If we're able to solve that, Atticus, I think you're in the same mentality as I am. Means then we might be able to deactivate that feature. Pet Atticus Snake.
This is actually the nicest probably Atticus has ever been, and he'll let you pet him.
Yep.
Yes, I have the means to use that spell.
Then, if we plan to experiment on the collar, you'll need to have 2 of them ready for, well, someone can use it twice. I will say, though, we need to solve divination, but as we just saw with Atticus, conjuration as well. For it morphs with the body, it makes it impossible to remove.
Yeah, just to interject quickly, just as a reminder, although it can activate twice per day, you only need to dispel magic once to deactivate it for the day.
Oh, okay, then I'll just reiterate that.
Okay. Any more experiments with the shackles? I'm not going to allow another skill check because I'm going to say you spent half the day going over these shackles.
We could have Aaliyah try to dispel magic now to see how it works.
Well, I have an idea.
Go ahead.
So what are the 2 ones that are on? I guess it will be like that. All right, I'm gonna unwild shape.
Okay.
And then I'm going to re-wild shape, use my other one, as a centipede.
A centipede? What kind of centipede?
I'll do giant centipede. Oh, can I do giant centipede? Let me look up the CR of that one.
Smaller giant. What kind of centipede, I should ask?
I gotta say, I don't know enough about centipedes.
So a traditional Amazonian one where it's huge as hell.
Yeah, it was a giant one. I think I can do
Ooh,
that.
I'm excited. I want to see this. Seer can see it. since they see invisibility for an hour.
Okay. I guess I will allow an insight check for Seer during this to give you something since you are spending a wild shape, but the results are the same. You turn into a centipede, it readjusts with your form, it pulses, then gives you green light.
All right, so now the shackles are on my arms and legs because I have arms and legs now.
It with the new size, it would still be strapped onto your body. It wouldn't be towards the pincers. It seems like when you
So I got the neck one that's around towards the pincers. I'm talking about the ones that would be on my arms and legs. Are they on my centipede arms and legs?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to get to. It seems like when you wild shape or polymorph, instead of going to respective spots like the wrists and the ankles, it just gets strapped to like segments of your body. So like say for example, if you're gonna polymorph as a bear, it would look like you would have huge circular bars around you essentially, or I should say like a shackle around each part of your stomach.
Damn.
I'll roll an insight then.
Yep, roll the insight.
I'm good at these.
Okay. 15?
15.
So, what you understand from the shackles, specifically with the right hand, it seems like a flaw is slowly coming to you. Let's see where we're at with the clock. You're at 6, 7 with fully discovering that collar, seating. Yeah, I'm going to say you figured out, you filled out the clock to Eureka. So, yes, Seer, you have a Eureka moment. Aha. Let me give you one more flaw. It seems with the right hand shackle, the flaw appears to be that the enchantment is only capable of handling shape-shifting that the enchanter has encountered before. So if you have a decent idea of what the enchanter hasn't seen, you could quite possibly get out of the shackles.
Oh my god, that's kind of funny because I'm just sitting there going like, huh! I'm guessing they were really like looking at encyclopedia books and go like, I gotta make sure they can't turn into a centipede and escape. Opens a new page. Okay, no zebra. Next page. What is this, a giraffe? I don't know what a giraffe is.
Yeah. So I think an important note to go on is who made these shackles. I believe it was passingly mentioned on the first session, but that's an important rabbit hole to understand, the person behind it.
I'm going to start researching centipedes because apparently some centipedes they haven't seen.
What I will then say to the group is being like, I think we found a flaw for the shackle that transmutes with the body.
Mm-hmm.
So, Atticus, I don't know, you can't do it now, but next time, to experiment, I think it'd be wise to try to find an obscure creature that you know of, only you know of. Because this seems to be tuned to the person who created this, and they had to know of a creature when they built this shackle. So if they haven't seen the creature, then you could be something else, and might be able to escape it.
And keep in mind, because I should mention this out here, we've had velociraptors in a nearby forest before. Just to put it out there on the types of creatures in this world that might be encountered.
But like, how common are velociraptors just near cities, to be honest?
Specifically, this one is weirdly concentrated. But funnily enough, and this is a good time to bring this up, because no one's going to appreciate it besides myself. Seer, you do know that in Urgelmere, the place that you were talking about in your campfire story, is that within the giant's kingdom, a majority of the wildlife are prehistoric or dinosaur-like. So it is kind of interesting seeing velociraptors nearby, as it indicates a weird migration, much like our own Pangea, and where dinosaur bones are found like throughout the world.
I think I'm going to turn back. Luckily, where I'm from is not a place many people have been, so I'll think of some things native to the pit.
Okay. Any other experiments?
I was just gonna say that I had strange wildlife where I'm from as well.
Yep. Yes, you do. It's all, again, the important thing to try to understand is you're not looking for impossible monsters. You just need to know what the creator doesn't know. So
yeah, that's what I'm thinking of things where I'm from where not a lot of people can go.
You guys do that. I will hand Aluya the icky yellow potion.
Okay.
Hey, thank you.
Mhm.
It'll let you walk faster than you usually are.
Oh, much appreciated.
Has anyone been using your freaking potions?
Yes, you made me use one for no reason.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I used
That was
one
awesome.
before.
Yeah, I give the potion of icky yellow to Aluya. If they drink it, they have 1 hour of them walking an extra 10 feet. So walking normal speed with the group now.
Again, anyone else, any other experiments?
Not yet, but soon. After about an hour, I'll be able to do more experiments.
I will not burn any more spell slots for today. I will burn it for another time if we find more clues the next day.
Okay. What's the main game plan for today? You guys gonna sit like ducks, or you guys gonna move forward? Because you guys do have 3 districts to take care of: the yellow district, the green district, and the red district. But you know truly that if you want to turn out a majority of the lights, you only need to handle 1 district. But yeah, you guys have options. You met the Biku in the green district. You know there's a DJ and a butcher within the red district, and you know Thimrath is in the yellow district. So it's up to you guys where you guys want to go.
How's the Abeko doing? Because before we could leave, we need to make sure he's changing, because like he rapidly aged. Does that mean he's still rapidly aging?
Yeah, like I mentioned before, it seems like the process slowed down in his prime. But yes, you do notice his fingernails are getting longer, like way too fucking long. Atticus still has
I'm
him
gonna
tied to
clip
a
his
chair.
nails.
Yep. There you go. That's fine. Atticus still has 2 prisoners, Samuel and Abiku, tied to a chair.
No, I think it is. I canonically freed Samuel after.
Did you?
Yeah, after he gave
Yeah.
me the information and I saved him from the thing. I think I did say I released him.
He just couldn't leave because the doors and gates try to murder everybody.
Yeah. I'm gonna say at this point, perhaps like a group of elves has surrounded him and probably are beating the shit out of him.
X gon' give it to you. Gon' give it to you. X
Song
gon'
plays
give it
in
to
the
ya.
background as they're like huddled around him, just kicking him. But
Don't you love freedom?
love the taste of freedom. But yes, we have plenty of options to go with. Towards the Biku, still bitten off tongue, not rapidly aging at the moment, still tied up. And unfortunately enough, since this was a newborn, this Biku does not have a ring. Cupcake, what the hell have you been doing this entire time? I haven't checked in with you.
Staring at them, wondering what the hell they're doing.
Yeah, they've been playing with like the wrists for like half the day. See one person transforming into a centipede and a snake.
I probably would have been trying to talk with the fire puppy while they're doing that.
Mm-hmm. Do you understand Draconic?
No, but I have speak with animals that I can cast as a ritual.
Yeah, there you go. I'm actually curious, what kind of conversation does Juliet and Mavet get into?
I think Juliet probably is excitedly talking about all the things she got to eat recently.
And I would probably be learning about all different kinds of foods that I might be able to eat now.
There you go. What's Juliet's favorite food?
I think it largely depends on what form she's in, but right now it would be like, I don't know, like meat and other stuff that's like cooks as she's eating it.
Head count wise, there is one more person within the community that I guess people haven't really taken an eye on or haven't really noticed because he's not making too much of a ruckus. But you do see a member from the opposite team within your community. It is Rory, as he's tending to the injured.
Vicious bastard.
And I think you probably even hear him saying, "And blessing to the divine to ya." See a radiant light as he heals and tends wounds.
I'm gonna wait till he's done, quote unquote, healing people. And I will approach him.
Yeah, you see perhaps a handkerchief in hand as he's patting his forehead and sees you coming and has a bit of a smile as you approach. Just as a reminder what he looks like. Within the ship crew, you can find his handout. But he is a sexy bastard. Yeah, long brown hair, a green kind of cloak, looking a bit like a ranger, if you imagine what a standard ranger looks like. And he just goes, Miss Oblak, it's nice to see ya. What have you been up to?
Interesting that you know my name and I really don't know much of anything of you.
Oh, and he just gives you a smile and just goes, oh, the taskmaster told us. Yes, telling us all about each other. My name's Rory O'Boyle, but I'm fairly certain we introduced one another when we both landed in town. Yes.
See, I would have remembered you, but I just don't.
Oh, God. Oh, it breaks the heart that a young maiden such as yourself can't remember me. And he just gives you, tracing the corner of the eye down the cheek.
Look, I do not get what you're doing. You seem to want to help people, but then why are you hanging out with the other group?
I don't choose to hang out with them. It's just the group I was paired with. They're a bunch of psychopaths.
And you just decided to stay? You could have left at any moment to come help us.
If I leave them, who's gonna pull back the reins? Who's gonna stop them from being as nuts as they are?
Pull back the reins? You guys have done so much. What have you been stopping?
You see, they were trying to butcher up the people in the Green District. I stopped that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not easy controlling them.
So what is going down in that yellow tent then?
Going down at the old tent? It's quite the act. I've seen a bit of a jabberwock. And he tries to cup his chin. I've seen a very built man commanding the thing. Unitard and all. And he just goes, it was quite the act. Big old elf with a bit of makeup leading the show there. Yeah, they have clowns, sword swallowers, trapezist. Yeah, and I think his eyes look down a bit. Funny thing is, though, there's an audience, but no one's cheering, no one's happy.
You come from where I come from, and yet I can't shake the feeling that there is something off about you. Why don't you just join us now, then?
You come from Cordy Rosa?
Obviously, you just said that we met before, no?
I believe as the farthest you guys gone in the conversation is base introductions before you brushed them off. But he just goes, yeah, just exchanged names, but that's it. Yeah, Cordy Rosa, what a beautiful place. I'd give an arm and a leg to go back there.
And why exactly are you here, then?
And he bites his lip. I killed a dumb fucker. Yeah, he deserved it. And he looks down. You know, I used to have a kid, a cute little lass, a little sunshine. Found the person responsible. We don't need to talk about that. He just shakes his head. We all have our reasons for being on the ship. I don't want to be there. You don't want to be there. Your friends don't want to be there. But we have to. But, yes, if you offer him a spot in the party, yes, he is willing to be a companion.
Join us. Tell us all you know of these other people you were with.
Okay. So you're just asking for a little bit of insight on the other guys?
For now.
Okay. If I may, I'm just going to go over them quickly. So just as a reminder for the other team that's also working in the city, it is comprised of 4 people. Rory, Reese, Elzar, and Sigurd, who is acting as the leader. What he can tell you about Sigurd is, from what you know, is a bit of a battle maniac, and if he had a deadly sin, it would definitely be pride, because he counts all of his victories and gloats over the fact that he's never been defeated. Towards Elzar, he goes on to mention that he is a hobgoblin, essentially wearing this elk-like armor, is the best way to put it, since the helm has antlers. He goes on to say that Elzar was in charge of a collection of tribes down in Giuliano in the Badlands, and he was well feared among the war chiefs down there. But it seems that during a battle that Elzar got captured and is currently a prisoner of war. Now Reese is the bit of the strange one in this party. The best way to describe him is he's much like a shifter, in a sense, if shifters were also ogres. He just has a weird blood that he's working with, where he takes the form of a beast, much like a druid. Out of all the people in the party, he knows the least about him. He's more of a beast than a man and relishes in senseless murder. Out of all the people in the party, he's been having the most difficulty keeping Reese's blade sheathed, essentially. But yes, that's an overview of the party. Towards what they've been doing, it seems like they've been trying to aggravate this disease that's been going around town.
Not give him any information on what we're doing.
Oh, why are you being so tight-lipped? I gave you everything on my allies. What about yours?
We have a job to complete, and that's it. It will get us all out of here.
Furrows his brow at you. Oh, fine, be tight-lipped. And he probably pouts a little bit. But, yes. Mega sometime during, like, this investigation of the shackles, quite possibly even when, Oluya is, talking to, Rory, there's a shadow that is cast over you. And there is a person that you see. And I'll show everyone. You see Street Rat. See him with his red clothes, shades, blonde hair. He's just looking down at you, expressionless, staring at you, not saying a word. How does Mega react to seeing Street Rat?
Well, Mega is going to consider for a moment how Eddie will react. But Eddie turning his head and like lighting up, it's like, hey, bruh. It's like, surprised you didn't get back earlier.
Hey, man. Yeah, sorry about that. Just pushing supply in town was a bit more harder than I thought it'd be. I ended up talking to a few clowns and like motions to the Yell District. Ended up keeping me for a bit.
Bruh, are you alright?
You see bruises on his face. Yeah, man, nothing I can't handle. Just got a little rough with me, that's it. And I think he looks around the district. He just asks you, what happened here?
Bruh, you should have seen it. Like, there was like a bunch of, like, little lizard things. Like, well, not like little, but like, velociraptors, that's what they're called. It was like full of like velociraptors. And then this really big thing came. It's like, it was like a mess yesterday, bro. It's probably a good thing you weren't here.
And you see him look a little worried, and he just asks you, oh, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. Is my girl okay?
Just tilts his head.
What, bruh?
Yo, my girl. Is she okay? You know, I trusted her with you while I selling my goods. I sold your goods. Where's she at?
Don't worry, bruh. I'm sure your girl's out there somewhere.
And he's just looking around and just goes, what do you mean out there? Eddie, you were supposed to protect her. Where's she at?
Just like, kind of like frowns a bit, just like,
bruh, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yo, man, where the fuck's the mansion? Where's the manor? Where were we staying at?
Bruh, there was never a mansion here.
What do you mean there wasn't a mansion? What about my girl, my baby?
just again tilts his head and like,
I'm sorry, bruh, I don't have any idea what you're talking about. Are you, like, okay?
like kind of like puts a hand up to his forehead.
He brushes your hand aside and he's just like pacing back and forth, clearly getting stressed out. Like you see his hand running through his hair. And he just goes, oh man, this ain't good. This ain't fucking good. Where is she? Where's the house? Where's the baby? And he's just like covering half his face with his hand. Yo man, this can't be happening. This can't be happening.
Just like Eddie like walks up and just like,
hey bro, like maybe we should like take a chill for a second.
No man, I can't be chill. And he checks you, like does a little bit of body check, pushes you back a little bit. Just go, what do you mean be chill? This ain't no time to be chill.
It's like I want to imagine just like as he's like pushed back a bit, like Smoky Eddie kind of like makes its presence known and kind of like starts putting a bit of distance between them.
It's like, nah, Eddie, nah, it's fine. They didn't hurt me, you know?
I trusted you, man. I trusted you. Why would you do this, man? Why?
I don't know what I did.
It's not what you did, it's what you didn't do, man. I trusted her with you.
But, bruh, I don't know who you're talking about.
That's the problem, man. How do you not know her? You helped us. Don't you remember? Shack was burning down and you saved us. You
You offered us a home. Hey, why, Eddie? And you see like a tear go like down his cheek from his glasses. Wow, man. Where is she? Where's she at? And he's coming closer, this time a bit more intimidating.
It's like, hey, look, bride, I wish I knew what you were look.
Pushes you back again.
Ah, hey.
Keeps walking forward as you're talking. Where's she at, man? Where's she at? And pushes you again.
Bruh, please don't. Eddie might get mad.
I don't give two fucks about Eddie. Eddie, and he looks you straight in the eyes. Where is she? Where are you hiding her? This is just a prank, right? You're just playing a joke on me. Well, joke's over. No one's laughing.
So, it's like, bruh, look me in the eyes, alright?
Tosses off his glasses and steps over them.
Just like, look at me and listen when I say, I don't know what you're talking about. But whatever is happening, I want to make it right if I can. But I don't know about a girl.
Think, at this point, he's looking down at you. He's right in front of you. You look into his eyes. Do me an insight check.
14?
14 is enough. You can see that there's true pain in his eyes. What he's talking about isn't a joke. He isn't lying. And for some reason, you get a weird sensation that you haven't really felt too strongly about before, or at all knowing Eddie. You feel pangs of regret.
So, wait, bruh, I got it. Hear me out, alright? Then you'll know I'm being for serious. Let's fuck one more time.
Maybe persuasion. Holy shit.
Natural 20 with a total of 30.
Wow. How about you paint the scene? Like, you just dictate it. Like, you that was a hell of a roll.
Like, I want maybe to a certain degree that, and like, maybe it's because Street Rat kind of notices this, but like, because normally, like, Eddie approaches, like, most situations with, like, the same demeanor as, like, even when he's, like, in a mildly stressful situation, he's still, like, relatively, like, calm, chill level. It's like, and like, I think maybe Street Rat at least like has spent enough of a time with Eddie to like kind of get that. But then just like looking down at him, just seeing like probably maybe for the first time, like a look on Eddie's face that actually looks much closer to sadness. And like almost in the same way that Eddie is seeing Street Rat's pain, like Street Rat is actually seeing Eddie's. And there's like no haze, no chill. It's just like basically kind of like peering maybe even a little bit into Eddie's soul, essentially.
I think he just remains quiet and allows you to do what you want to do. If you guys are going to do mindfuck, please flavor it.
Yeah, just maybe like while people are like still investigating because like not that much time has like passed relatively, just like hey dudes, we're like gonna go over to this shack for a bit, you mind?
I think maybe Mavet is in the way because he said was he was nearby Atticus, which was near the shack, and now he's just talking to Juliet.
Yeah, okay, so just like assumes that he was heard and just like leads a Street Rat into a shack and kind of tries to make sure that it's fairly well sealed. Then almost with practiced precision, Eddie begins to take a bit of his own supply of mindfuck and starts like burning it like an incense within the room. And just like the last time that the two had like the room begins to like fill with smoke, and also like before like normal, the feeling that like all of their senses are like on fire, like everything is sensitive, even like the slightest the slightest touch or the slightest stimulus, is almost tenfold in reality. But then allowing the time to pass into the next stage, it's like both Eddie and in the case of Street Rat, like they start to hear like soft whispers, but more specifically the soft whispers of the other's mind. Eddie is able to like at first vaguely hear the thoughts running through Street Rat's head, but as the smoke continues to like permeate throughout the room, those whispers become like much clearer, to where it's basically more like a voice in the head instead.
If I may, when you start up this process, I assume before we get to the thoughts, and possibly right after the heightened senses, you feel the emotion. Is that fair to say? Or am I missing a step here?
Oh no, that would be cool. Yeah.
You feel a tidal wave. Imagine, if you will, in your mind palace, in your theater of the mind, that Eddie is within a white room in a endless expansion horizon of just pure white. In the moment this begins, much like a meditation, you stand stalwart, you remain calm, you are at peace. It is that perfect meditation, that nirvana. And as the process begins, you feel a tidal wave of hate and anger wash over you, nearly moving you from how much hatred is spewing out. And deep within that, you see a seed within the sea. It is just covered with barbed wire, is covered with thorns, much like a rose with no petals. And you recognize this, though you haven't seen it too often. You see murderous intent within him. And that kinda makes you think of something, but it's hard to think of. You feel like you've encountered something like this before with someone else, but their face is escaping you. You can't remember. But yes, that was the start of the process.
And it's like and as the thoughts become like a clear like again less like whispers and more like actual voices, like Eddie just kind of like takes Street Rat by the hand, looks him in the eye. It's like, you know what you have to do, bruh. I'm an open book now. I'll let you in.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And unlike Eddie, I don't think he has firm control over his thoughts. The ones that you hear clouding him is, why did he let me down? Where is she? Where's my baby? Where's my child? Where's the house? Just a lot of questions with no answers that are clouding him. And I think he tries to focus on what you're thinking. What is Mega thinking?
So I think he's just, like thinking like even now he's just still like trying his best to like think hard, trying to remember something that just isn't there. It's like basically kind of like that intent is like, like being projected as almost like a like almost at repeated. Just like it's like just gotta remember it. Like what girl? If she was there, she was there. Street Rat wouldn't lie to me.
And I kind of imagine within this white plain, filled with this red sea of anger and this black seed within its core, you see the background go from white to like maybe a moment that he cherishes, which is, a image of his wife. But as you look at the figure, as you get closer to the face, you only see your own as a shadowy reflection. That is Eddie, your Echo Knight, covering the face and like important features of this woman.
Just like Eddie tries to see if he can maybe even just like try to peer through Eddie, I guess.
Funny you mentioned that. You see that image, you see it is masked, you try to peer through it, and as you do, I feel like your concentration is broken slightly as you see like the shadowy silhouette of yourself right next to the seed, the murderous intent, as it holds it cupped in its hands. I want you to make me I think I want you to make me a history check. That seems very fitting.
You know what? I have a hanging inspiration. I'll see if I can
Yeah.
get a different one.
Rolled a 2 for the audience to know.
3. Fuck me. So only a 7.
I feel like it doesn't click with you. In fact, I feel like the image begins to burn away, leaving only like essentially Echo Knight Eddie as the background, as well as a silhouette of Eddie at the core, holding the seed. And it is just holding it within its hand the same way like a cold man might hold the ashes and cinder of a lingering fire. It's just holding it within its hand, and you see its eyes spark like coal. And you see that the grip begins to tighten around the seed until like a black ooze begins to go in between the fingers and drip into the red sea that you are both a part of. Does Eddie do anything else while watching this?
So, wait.
Because like he's seeing like like a visage of him doing that essentially. All right, making sure. Just Eddie.
It's like, wait, is that me? Or is that you, Eddie? Who is that?
And it just looks at you as it completely crushes the seed in its hand and opens up its palm to just a puff of smoke. And I think at this moment, I want to say the connection is severed as you see Street Rat going through the stages of a seizure. You see foam at the mouth, you see eyes rolled back into its head, and you see him begin to convulse. What does Eddie do?
Street Rat, bruh.
I think what he would basically be doing is like trying his best to, because I can maybe imagine like he's kind of like been in a similar situation, albeit not in this exact context, but would like be doing his best to try to stabilize him, and I think literally throwing healing words at him, like figuratively and literally, as he's trying to like keep him stable.
It's like, come on, bruh, stay with me.
So as you do a healing word, I want you, if it's a feature, know that's used. If you used a spell slot, pack slot, it is burnt.
Yeah.
But you don't see that has a great effect on him, that he's still convulsing, like you just ripped something out of him. Like it's essentially like you ripped out his heart.
So, no, Street Rat, stay with me, don't go. Just focus on my voice. It's like, Eddie, please help.
Eddie doesn't come.
It's like, I guess tries his best to do, tries to stabilize, like maybe trying his best to do the best he can with the medicine check, maybe?
Insight first.
Okay. 7.
My God. Yeah. All right. Sorry. You did an insight check. All right. Failed that. Make medicine roll.
19.
Okay. Yeah. You begin to go through the process. Actually, paint the picture a bit. How is Eddie doing medicine, knowing Eddie?
It's like I imagine what he's trying to do is like a check for symptoms, for example, if his heart is now like erratic, for example, it's then try and see if he can stabilize it.
So let's put it this way. I want to say you rip open his shirt, look at the chest. You see that his chest, specifically where the heart would be, is glowing like a metal sword being heated up by a blacksmith. You have that, pure white hot and the orange and red glow in the center of the chest, in the veins crackling like burning wood. And this is reminiscent of something, Eddie. Is the process that's going through. Looks like a slower transformation of how you kill people with Eldritch Blast. It looks like he's turning to ash.
So wait, no, not Street Rat. No, Eddie, please make it stop. Please.
Make me a persuasion check.
26.
Okay. You see the fire in its heart begin to die. You see the fingers that he loses turns to ash and cinder. And you see smoke being exhaled from the mouth and nose of Street Rat as Eddie appears before you.
Why, Eddie?
Probably puts a hand on your cheek, and you just see that each labored breath from Street Rat is just more and more smoke, like he ate coal. And I think Eddie, at this point, just grabs you by both your shoulders and stares into your eyes as you get the feeling. Yes, you get the feeling of pride.
I don't understand.
Probably puts a finger over its lips and gives you a little bit of a hush, a quiet, like a librarian. Like, this will all be over soon.
So he...
I trust you, Eddie.
Eddie covers your eyes like the orphan Eddie covered your eyes. Basically, both its hands covering your eyes. You see pitch black and you hear choking. And then when you open your eyes, you hear choking. And when you see again, you see nothing but ash. And I think that's where we'll end the session.
This has been House Common Blood, the intro and outro music by Savick, Oh My Dog. Any music and sound effects used in the episode are royalty free. Credits can be found in the episode description. Please review us on whatever podcast listening app you happen to be vibing on. And if you like us, tell other people. Word of mouth is the best way for us to grow. Thank you for joining us. Man, that was a real trip.